Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith, and Shalom to all the sincere believers. Now, this lesson is going to be based on this article involving multiple tornadoes. So through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts, and the Lord's will, you're edified. It says, multiple tornadoes spotted amid intense storms Friday morning in Oklahoma. At least 2 tornadoes touched down early Friday morning as severe weather brought intense rain, strong winds, and numerous warnings to Oklahoma. And then there's all of these updates. These different thunderstorm warning, tornado warnings. Yeah. That's why brothers are saying that this summer is gonna be one wild summer, man, with the earthquakes, the tornadoes, the hurricanes, the wildfires. This is gonna be one very intense summer. Isaiah 29:6, thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm, and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. And that's what we're witnessing on a daily basis. There's earthquakes happening in some part of the world. There's different storms and tempests, tornadoes happening, torrential rainstorms, thunderstorms, hailstorms. There's wildfires, there's brush fires. And like the scriptures say, thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with these things. So these earthquakes, these storms and tempests, and these fires are forms of the Lord visiting this world and bringing judgment upon these wicked countries and these wicked cities and these wicked people. Isaiah 28:2, behold, the Lord hath a mighty and strong one, which has a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing shall cast down to the earth with the hand. And the Lord is doing just that. He's sending these destroying storms, the torrential rains, the strong winds, the hail, the lightning. And depending on the area, there's flooding when it rains too much, because either the area has no drainage system or the drainage system is not good enough to handle as much rain as that area may get. So then the streets get flooded, people's cars get flooded, people's homes get flooded. It's no joke. The Lord really is not playing around in these last days. Psalms 11:6, upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and an horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. And when you look up the definition of tempest, it's a violent windy storm such as hurricanes or tornadoes. And the Midwest and the South of America are known for just getting hit with a lot of tornadoes. Places like Oklahoma, Texas, those kind of areas get hit a lot with tornadoes. And the number of tornadoes, the frequency of tornadoes has been increasing. And they've said that tornadoes that spawn at night are even more dangerous, because depending on what time of night, people are more than likely asleep. And because Trump is out here cutting staff and funding from um, not companies, what are they called? I guess organizations like FEMA, who are created specifically for when tornadoes and hurricanes and wildfires and earthquakes and other what people would refer to as natural disasters happen. So when these events happen, these organizations that were created to help people in the event of that can't help people because they don't have enough staff, they don't have enough funding to buy, equipment and food and water for people and, fund shelters for people. So things are just going to get continuously worse. But it's going to get worse for these wicked people with whom the Lord is angry with, because those are the people that the Lord is targeting with these judgments. Psalm 7 and 11. Yahweh judgeth the righteous, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day. And that's clear that the Lord is angry with wicked people every day. All the judgments that we're constantly seeing upon people, the shootings, the stabbings, the car crashes, the animal attacks, the fires, the storms, the tempests, the earthquakes that people end up involved in, and people get hurt or killed. That's the judgment of the Lord upon these people. Psalms 83:14, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. Verse 15, so persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. And that's what the Lord is doing. All of the rain, the lightning, the hail, the tornadoes, and the soon hurricanes. This is what the Lord is doing. He's persecuting these wicked cities, these countries, these people with his tempest, and he's making them afraid with his storm. Because best believe people do get scared when torrential rain happens. People do get scared when they hear that thunder, when they see that lightning, when the hail is coming down. When those tornado warning sirens are going off. People do get scared, as they should. You are supposed to fear the Lord. The problem is that a lot of people only want to start fearing when the judgments are already taking place. You're supposed to fear the Lord before that. You're supposed to fear the Lord at all times. But a lot of people only fear the Lord when the bad stuff is happening. Before that, they were running around doing all kinds of wickedness, not a care in the world. But then when the judgment starts coming, then these people want to get their act together. But at that point, it's already too late. You've already provoked the Heavenly Father unto wrath, and now you got to receive that judgment. First Peter 3 and 12. For the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are open unto their prayers. But the face of the Lord is against them that do evil. And that's right. So all these wicked people that are running around doing wickedness, being evil, angering the Lord, when that judgment comes upon them and they start, praying, the Lord is not going to listen to them. First of all, because majority of people are not even calling upon the Lord's true name. They're over here calling upon Jesus and Jehovah and all these other names. They're not calling upon the true names of the Lord, which is Yahweh for the Heavenly Father and Yahweh Shai for his only begotten Son, who people ignorantly call Jesus. So First of all, these people are being wicked and angering the Lord. Completely. They don't fear. They're not afraid of the Lord. They're not afraid of the judgments when they're doing the wickedness. Then, when the judgment comes, then all of a sudden they want to pray to the Lord. But, like I said, first of all, they're not calling upon the true names of the Lord and his only begotten Son. And second of all, the fact that before the judgment started taking place, these people didn't care. They weren't even thinking about it. They were just running around being as wild and as wicked as they could be. And then the judgment starts hitting, and now now they're scared. Now they're considering. It's like, that's not how that works. You're going to reap what you've sown. You angered the Lord, and now you got to receive those sore strokes. See, the Lord is not someone you want to anger, because he can get you at any time, anywhere, in any way, shape, or form, and there's nothing anybody can do to save you. Like it says in Deuteronomy 32:39, see now that I, even I, am he, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive, I wound and I heal, neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So once you fall into the hands of the Lord, nobody can save you. However that judgment is going to play out for you is how it's going to play out. Whether, the Lord just shakes you up a little bit, whether he wounds you, or whether he flat out kills you. There's nothing anybody can do to stop it. That's why in Hebrews 10:31, it says it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. Because you fall into the hands of the Lord, and however the Lord wants that to play out for you is how it's going to play out. That's why it's better to fear the Lord and to move in a righteous manner, so that the Lord doesn't have to bring these kind of judgments upon you. And the men of the Lord are constantly trying to explain that to people, but a lot of people out here are just a lost cause. They're wicked, and the Lord is going to destroy them, and there's nothing we can do about that. All we can do is continue to move how we're supposed to move, so that we don't end up in that situation. We have to continue to pray that the Lord keeps a fervent, diligent, righteous spirit on us, so that we continue to move in a way that's, good in his eyes. Because when the Lord is angry with you, nothing but destruction and chaos and misery and ultimately death is what's going to happen to you and around you. Like it says in Isaiah 48:22, there is no peace, saith the Lord Yahweh, unto the wicked. That's why wicked people are always going through something, because they keep being wicked, they keep angering the Lord, so the Lord keeps punishing them, until ultimately the Lord just kills them, takes them right off the earth, because he's fed up with them. But, getting back to the main point of this lesson, these tornadoes, they're only going to happen more frequently, and they're only going to get more destructive, and more people are going to get wounded and killed, and more homes are going to get destroyed, and that's just the time that we're in. We are living in the last days, and like it says in 2 Timothy 3:1, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. You look up the definition of perilous, it means full of danger or risk. You take a look around, not just here in America, but just around the world, and there's a lot of dangerous stuff happening. Mass power outages, different wars are breaking out, volcanoes are becoming more active. There's tornadoes, there's all these different storms and tempests, there's these earthquakes, there's these fires. There's just so much going on. And as the days go by, it's just going to get increasingly worse. So, for all you sincere brothers and sisters, stay circumspect. Continue to watch and stay on top of the news as you can, so that you're not caught off guard as these events continue to unfold. But with that, I'm gonna wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakudash, the Wadi Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to our brothers who are firmly pushing the word in sincerity and in faith. And shalom to all the sincere believers. Hope you stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up. Adawan Ratazah. Till next time, shalom.